Good morning, students, and I'm going to continue the story of the Happy Prince. A very interesting and entertaining story. While explaining, you will enjoy it. Now, children, as I told you, this was written by Oscar Wilde, and the theme of the story is a wonderful allegory. What is an allegory? Allegory is a story, poem, or picture that can be interpreted to reveal a hidden meaning, either moral or political one. So, this story is a allegory. It brings out the importance of charity. Charity means whatever we donate, whatever we give to the person. And the person who does charity is always a kind hearted person, like the Happy Prince. We learn that love and sacrifice can endear us to God. That means if we are loving and if we are sacrificing, then even the God will love us. It will bring near to God. The prince in the story is no living prince. As I told you yesterday also, the prince is not a living prince, but he is a statue. He is a statue of a dead prince, and all his body was covered with gold, pure gold leaves and precious stones. Like his eyes were made of sapphires. It's a blue color stone, and the hilt of the sword was made of ruby. Again, it's a red color, very expensive stone. And that statue in all over the country, in all over the city, was known as by the name of a Happy Prince, because there was always a smile on his lips. Now, children, but one day when the prince he saw the misery of the people, that a smile has turned into the tears coming from his eyes. So the smile gradually gives way to tears. The Happy Prince saw everything from the pillar where he was standing, and he could see the scene of misery in the houses of the poor. He decided to help them with the help of by giving them his gold leaves and costly stone. But then he don't know to whom he should take help. Nobody came to him. Everybody used to watch him from downstairs, admire his statue and go. So he was standing there helplessly. So one day a little swallow was there on his back to his homeland when the prince had detained him to help the poor. Now that swallow, he was going to Egypt for in his homeland, as the weather was becoming cold in England. So what he had done, he had taken a shelter for few hours between the feet of the Happy Prince under the statue, and then suddenly tears fell on over him, and he felt that it is raining. When he saw upstairs, he saw that there was no cloud. Again, when he felt tears on his body, again he started looking up, and then he realized that the tears are coming from the eyes of the Happy Prince. Now that little swallow was also of kind nature. He was of very good nature, and he asked the prince why he was crying. The prince told him about the misery of the people, and he told him to help him. But the swallow wished to go back to his homeland, but the prince had detained him to help the poor. He helped the poor. Again he wished to go back, but now it was too late. And finally, in this story, we are reading how the swallow was helping. Okay, I had already told you. First, he helped a lady who was a seamstress. She was embroidering flowers on a satin glove for the loveliest of the queen's maid of honor to wear at the next court ball. And in a bed in the corner of the room, her little boy was lying ill. He had a high fever, and he was asking his mother to give him oranges. His mother has nothing to give him but river water. So he is crying. Swallow, swallow, little swallow, will you not bring her the ruby out of my sword hilt? Now when the prince saw this thing, he was full of misery, and he started begging for help from the swallow. He told swallow that you can take the ruby out of my sword hilt and give to the mother, so that she can bring food and medicine for her son. I'm starting from here. I'm waited for in Egypt, said the swallow. My friends are flying up and down the Nile and talking to the large lotus flowers. Soon they will go to sleep. Now, Swallow at once he did not want to stay there with Happy Prince. He told him straight away that he wanted to go to Egypt as everybody was waiting for him. My friends are flying up and down the Nile. He told Nile is a river in Egypt. It is one of the biggest river of Egypt. In fact, it is the only river in Egypt. So he told all my friends has gone to Egypt and they are all flying near the or over the river Nile and talking to the large lotus flower. Soon they will go to sleep. Now children, they are waiting for him, and as well as they are talking to the lotus flower which is there in the river Nile, and very soon they will all go to sleep after waiting for me. The prince asked the swallow to stay with him for one night and be his messenger. Now the prince requested the swallow to stay with him for one night and be his messenger. Messenger means to carry out whatever the work has been given to him, whatever the work has been allotted to him. He told the swallow, the boy is so thirsty and the mother is so sad. He told the boy is thirsty and he is suffering from high fever. He wanted to have oranges. The mother is not having any money. I don't think I like boys, answered the swallow. I want to go to Egypt. Now children, at that time also the swallow was not in a mood to help Happy Prince. He told, I don't like boys. Maybe the boys must have hit him hard with a stone, or they must have thrown something to the swallow. So that was the reason the swallow was telling, I don't like boys and I don't want to stay with you. I want to go to Egypt. But the Happy Prince looked so sad that the little swallow was sorry. It is very cold here, he said, but he agreed to stay with him for one night and be his messenger. Now children, when the swallow replied back, Happy Prince felt very sad. He felt really very sad, and he told the swallow that you have to wait only for one night and be my messenger. But when the swallow refused him, the Happy Prince became very sad and he kept quiet. He did not tell anything to swallow. Now when the prince's face, she felt that he is very sad, and finally she told him that though it is very cold here, he said, but he agreed to stay with him for one night and be his messenger. But he told her, okay, I will be with you for one whole night and I will become your messenger. That means whatever help you want to take from me, you can take it. Thank you, little swallow. The prince replied, thanks to the swallow. The swallow picked out the great ruby from the prince's sword and flew away with it in its beak over the roof of the town. Now children, what the prince told him, to help that little poor boy who was suffering from fever, and he wanted to have the ruby from his sword. So the sword, with the help of its beak, he took away the ruby, flew away over the roofs of the town, and finally he passed by the cathedral tower. Cathedral means church. Now there was a church on the way. He passed by the tower of the church, where the white marbles angels were sculptured. And children, on the church, the white marbles, the angels, they were made of pure white marbles. They were sculptured there. So he went there. That means he was ready to help him, and he went. Now he is crossing beside the church and going to that little boy house to give his mother ruby. That was the hilt of the sword. Well, he passed by the cathedral tower where the white marbles angels were sculptured. He passed by the palace and heard the sound of dancing. A beautiful came out on the balcony with her lover. Now children, when he was passing, now he is passing by the palace of that king, and suddenly he heard the sound of dancing. That means everybody was making happy there, and they were dancing. Suddenly he saw a beautiful girl came out in the balcony with her lover. I hope my dress will be ready in time for the state ball, she said. I've ordered flowers to be embroidered on it, but the stresses are so lazy. Now she told her lover, she was telling to the lover that I have given order for my beautiful gown for the state ball, and I have ordered flowers to be embroidered. But it seems to me that seamstresses are very lazy. They are delaying my work. He passed over and saw the lanterns hanging on the mast of the ship. Then he went over the river and he saw the lanterns hanging on the mast of the ship. Mast is a pole, the upper portion of the pole is the mast. At last he came to the poor woman's house and looked in. Now that woman's house was very much far away from the statue of the prince, and he had to cross church, he had to cross palace, he had to cross so many things, and finally he came to the house of seamstress. At last he came to the poor woman's house and looked in. He looked inside the house. The boy was tossing feverishly on his bed. That means the boy was moving here and there, and he was feeling, because he was suffering from high fever, so he was moving here and there, and since he was not feeling well, feverishly means he was in fever. Feverishly means in fever. Now he is telling, he can see the boy, he is moving here and there in fever, and he was tossing. That means tossing means changing sides. Why? Because he was feeling so uncomfortable. He was feeling uncomfortable due to fever. Well, what happened then? Let's see. And the mother had fallen asleep. She was so tired. Now the mother was continuously embroidering the flowers on the satin gown of that maid of honor. She was making that gown, and continuously, without eating, without resting, she was doing that. So she had fallen asleep then and there, only where she was sitting, because she was so tired. And he hoped and laid the great ruby on the table beside the woman's thimble. Now children, thimble is a cap for the finger. It's a steel cap for the finger, and sometimes that is of plastic also, so that the needles cannot go and prick into the finger. So that is known as thimble. So if she was so tired that it even could not take out thimble from her hand, and she slept. In he hopped and laid the great ruby on the table beside the woman's thimble. Now children, one of the thimble was lying on the table also, and he kept that great ruby on the table beside the woman's thimble. Then he flew gently round the bed. Now children, he went round the bed, fanning the boy's forehead with his wing. Now he felt very pity on the boy who was having a very high temperature, and he started fanning the boy with by moving its wing, by the fluttering, or by doing the fluttering from his wing, so that the boy could feel a little better. How cool I feel, said the boy. I must be getting better. Now the boy is also thinking, oh, I am feeling so comfortable. I am feeling so cool here. I must be getting better. And he sank into a delicious slumber. Now children, slumber here means sleep. But till when he felt comfortable, he went to sleep, because now he was feeling comfortable. When a person feel uncomfortable, then he could not sleep also. When day broke, he flew down to the river and had a bath. Tonight I go to Egypt, said the sailor. Now children, whole night he had been flying to the house of that seamstress. After helping her, he came back from her house, and now children, it was a daytime. He took a bath in the river, and he decided that tonight, it means today, I will surely go to Egypt, said the swallow, and he was in high spirit at the prospect. Now, children, when he went, then he was thinking that he would go to Egypt and he would meet his near and dear one. He was in high spirit. High spirit means he felt very happy that today he will go for Egypt, he will reach Egypt, and he will meet all his friends, all his near and dear ones. So by thinking, he was very happy. He visited all the monuments and sat a long time on top of the church steeple. Now, children, there he went to all the monuments, he went to all the historical places to see that town, to see that city, and finally he took a rest for some time in the church steeple. Now, children, steeple is the side of the church. Okay, so he took rest there. When the moon rose, he flew back to the happy prince, and when it was a night time, he flew back to the happy prince. Have you any commissions for Egypt? He cried. I'm just starting. Now, children, before flying to Egypt, the little swallow asked the prince, have you any commissions for Egypt? He is telling, commissions means business here. So he is telling that if you have, do you have any business? Do you want to have some message or some business for in Egypt? I can go and convey it. And if you are having some commissions, that means some business, then I can help you by forwarding your message. And today I am going to Egypt. I am just starting. That means I am ready to fly now. Swallow, swallow, little swallow, said the prince, will you stay with me one night longer? Now, children, he can hear the voice of the happy prince. He was asking, swallow, swallow, little swallow, will you stay with me one night longer? I am waited in for Egypt, answered the swallow. Now the swallow is telling, no, I am waited, everybody is waiting for me in Egypt, so it's not good for me that I will be staying here. Everybody is want me to come and join them. Everybody is waiting, all my friends, all my relatives, everybody is waiting for me. So it doesn't look good that I am staying here. Already I have stayed here for one whole day. Swallow, swallow, little swallow, said the prince, far away across the city I can see a young man in a garret. But the prince did not listen. Instead, he told that, swallow, swallow, little swallow, said the prince, far away across the city, that means very far away from this city, I can see a young man in a garret. Garret is a room in the roof. Garret means a room in the roof. So he is telling he can see a person, and that person, he is sitting in a garret. Garret is a room, and not a very good room. That means the roof which is in the terrace, there you can feel the heat. If it is summer season, you can feel a lot of heat there, and if it is winter, you can feel a lot of cold there. So that room was not very comfortable, and but he can see a young man who was there in a garret. He is leaning over a desk covered with paper. Now that man, he is leaning over a desk. That means he is so tired that he is leaning over a desk, and in desk a lot of papers are kept in that desk. And in the glass by his side there is a bunch of withered violets. And what else he is telling, he can see from there that there is a glass. He doesn't even have a flower vase, and in that glass he can see some flowers are kept, and that is withered. Withered means dried. That flower is dried. And what is those which type of flowers are those? Those are the violets flower. Now they are withered, they have dried up. His hair is brown and crisp, and his lips are red as pomegranate. Now he is telling about his hair. It crisp means curly. His hair is curly, and They are rough fare, it is brown, it is crisp, and his lips are as red as pomegranate. Pomegranate is a fruit, it is of red color, so his lips is compared with the pomegranate. Now children, here is a simile as is used, and his lips is compared with the pomegranate, and the common thing between the two is red color. So this is simile. Which figure of speech is here? This is simile. And he has large and dreamy eyes. Now he is having a very large and beautiful dreamy eyes. He is trying to finish a play for the director of the theater. What he is doing? He is trying to finish a play. He is writing a play for the director of the theater. That means what is the job of that boy? He is a writer. But it is too cold to write anymore. Now he is feeling so cold that he cannot write. There is no fire in the grate. Now he is telling there is no fire in the grate. Grate is a fireplace. Grate means fireplace. And hunger has made him faint. And even he is so hungry, he is not having enough money to buy the food also. So he is so hungry that he had fainted. I will wait with you one night longer. Now when the Salo heard this, even his heart also melted, because he was a very kind hearted person. Now he decided that today also he will not leave for Egypt. After helping this man, then only he will go for Egypt. So he told the prince that now, okay, fine, if you want me to stay here for one more night, I will stay and I will help that person, and after that I will go. So there was a conversation between Nightingale, Salo and the prince. And finally the bird agrees that he would help him by staying one more night. So I will wait with you one night longer, said the Salo, who really had a good heart. Good heart means he was really a very kind hearted person. He asked if he should take Andher ruby to the young. Right now he is asking that if he is having Andher ruby, what he should give to the playwright. Is he having Andher ruby? Then only he will tell, because he was prince. That happy prince was having only one sword, and in that single sword there was only one ruby which he had already given to that seamstress to help her son. Alas, I have no ruby now. Now the prince replied that he had no ruby now. My eyes are all that I have left. He is telling, my eyes, only thing now I am having my own eyes. The ruby I have given the. Okay, now children, my eyes. And did you remember the eyes were made of sapphire? Sapphire is a light blue color stone. It's expensive stone. So he is telling they are made of rare sapphire which were bought out of India 1,000 years ago. And children, he told that 1,000 years ago some of the Britishers, they have, when they went to India, they have bought for me. He ordered the Salo to pluck out one of them and take it to the playwright. He ordered Salo, so you can take one of the sapphire and you can help that playwright. He will sell it to the jeweler and buy firewood and finish his play, he said. And he also told him to convey the message that he can go to the, where he would go. Yes, he would go to the jeweler and he would sell that sapphire and buy firewood and finish his play, he said. Dear prince, said the Salo, I cannot do that. He began to weep. Now children, Salo straight away refused that he cannot do that. Why he refused? Because he knew that when he will take the eyes which were made of sapphire, the prince will lose his eyes forever. And the Salo started liking the prince so much that he did not want to do any harm to his eyes. So he told, I cannot take one of your eyes through which you are seeing everything from here. Dear prince, said the swallow, I cannot do that. He began to weep, and children, he felt so sad. He was so much influenced by the kindness of the prince that he started crying. Swallow, swallow, little swallow, said the prince, do as I command you. Now the prince was also very determined. He told, do as I am telling you. You please take out this thing and you can help the person whom I am going to command you now. And that's why whatever command I will be giving you, you have to do that. You have to help me by doing that. So the swallow plucked out the prince's eyes and flew away to the young man's garret. Now that swallow garret, I told you, it's a room in the roof. So what the swallow had done, she had plucked one of the eyes of the prince, and finally she went to the garret where young man was lying and he was suffering from cold. It was easy enough to get in as there was a hole in the roof. Now children, he doesn't had any problem. There was a hole in the roof, and from there he entered into the writer's room. The young man had his head buried in his hand. Now children, the young man, he was very much upset. His head was buried in his hand, so he did not hear the flutter of the bird's wing. So he could not hear the fluttering of the bird's wing. When he looked up, he found the beautiful sapphire lying on the withered violet. Now children, he did not even imagine also that birds, the happy prince, would be helping in such a way, and a swallow would be coming and keeping that sapphire on his table. He thought, he was so happy that he thought that this is from some great admirer. Now I can finish my play. Now he thought that some of the admirer means the person who is admiring his story. That means the person who is giving him gift because he has written a very nice story. So he thought that, he never thought in a dream that the swallow had come to help him. So he cried, but nobody minded. And when that fellow, he thought that some of his great admirer of his story must have kept there. Now I can finish my play. And he looked quite happy. Now he looked very happy, and he decided to do his work by writing that play, by completing that. Well, the next day the swallow, and this is from some great admirer. Now I can finish my play. And he looked quite happy. So, and that man looked quite happy. The next day the swallow flew down to the harbour. He sat on the mast of a large vessel and watched the sailors working. I am going to Egypt, cried the swallow, but nobody minded, and when the moon rose he flew back to the happy prince. Now children, after helping him, he felt very satisfactory, and now he decided that he would go to Egypt, because prince had requested him for the second time also, so he had stayed there. And when the moon rose, he flew back to the happy prince. At night he again went to the happy prince. I have come to bid you goodbye. And when he saw the prince, he told, I have come to you to say goodbye. Swallow, swallow, little swallow, said the prince, will you not stay with me one night longer? Still the prince was requesting him to stay with him one night longer. Now children, the fact here is the prince doesn't want him. He is requesting because he is not able to help the person whom he wanted to. That's why he is requesting the swallow to help him by giving the sapphire, by giving the layer of the gold to the person who were really suffering in the miseries. So what the swallow said? Swallow said, I have come to bid you goodbye. I have come to bid you goodbye. That means I have come to say you goodbye. And now it's time for me to go to my near and dear ones in Egypt. Salo, Salo, little Salo, said the prince, will you not stay with me one night longer? Now the prince requested him again to stay with him one night longer. Then what next happened next, that I will be telling you in my next video. Thank you and have a nice day ahead.